Chapter 15 Computer Administration. Hello students, welcome to the class. In this chapter, we will learn various skills of computer administration system. This chapter will cover Introduction to Control Panel, Working on Control Panel, System and Security, Security and Maintenance, System, Administrative Tools, Network and Internet, Internet Options, Hardware and Sound, Power Options, Programs, User Accounts, Appearance and Personalization, File Explorer Options, Taskbar and Start Menu, Clock, Region and Language Options, Ease of Access Center, Software Installation, to install from a CD or DVD, to install from Internet, to install from Windows Store, installation process of a program, managing resources, computer management, creating user accounts, working on firewall, turn on Windows Firewall, turning off Windows Firewall. Introduction to Control Panel. Control Panel is the main tool for configuring the computer system. Most of the tools to configure the system come with the normal installation of Windows. However, others are placed in the Control Panel by other software or hardware installation programs. In Windows 10, Settings app available is substitute for Control Panel. But both Control Panels as well as Settings app have been kept as there are few configurations which can be done using Control Panel only. To open Settings and Configuration Options, let's discuss these settings and configuration options. To open Settings, select Start, click on Settings. Window will appear. Various configuration options in Settings menu are System, Display Notifications, Apps and Power Options, Devices, Bluetooth, Printers and Mouse, Keyboard, Network and Internet, Manage Wi-Fi, Airplane Mode and VPN. Personalization, change background images and colors. Accounts, settings for user accounts on this PC. Time and language, region, speech and time options. Ease of access, tools for the vision of hearing impaired. Privacy, control what your computer knows about you. Update and security, backup, restore or update Windows. Accessing Control Panel using Search and Winx menu. Friends, let's discuss how to open Control Panel using Search. Traditional Control Panel menu can be accessed by typing Control Panel keyword into Run window. Then press Enter. Control Panel will be opened in front of you. Category view of Control Panel. Various configuration options in Control Panel menu are System and Security, Manage Firewall, Encryption, Storage and more. User accounts, change system access permissions for users. Network and Internet. Modify local network, Internet or sharing options. Appearance and personalization. Tweak screen resolution and fonts. Hardware and sound. Device manager and system sounds menu. Clock, language and region. Add a second language or input method. Programs. Manage desktop programs and default file handlers. ease of access, adjust visibility, audio options, and tooltips. The control panel is a part of the Microsoft Windows graphical user interface, which allows users to view and manipulate basic system settings and controls via applets such as adding hardware, adding and removing software, controlling user accounts, and changing accessibility options. Additional applets can be provided by third-party software. In recent versions of Windows, the control panel has two views, Classic View and Category View. And it is possible to switch between these through an option that appears on either the left side or top of the window. Many of the individual control panel applets can be accessed in other ways. For instance, display properties can be accessed by right-clicking on an empty area of the desktop and choosing Properties. Working on control panel. Friends, let's start to discuss the main components of the Microsoft Windows control panel, which allows users to define a range of settings for their computer, monitor the status of devices such as printers and modems, and set up new hardware, programs, and network connections. Security and maintenance. It gives the user access to the inbuilt Windows security components, as well as providing information about any existing antivirus software such as McAfee or Quick Heal. It includes access to Windows Update, where users can specify whether the computer should check for updates regularly, also available through the Windows Update panel. And options for managing Internet security settings. It also includes links to Internet articles about PC security and current virus threats, and notifies the user when the PC security is compromised. System. This is used to view and change core system settings. A user can, for instance, display general information on the user's machine such as the amount of RAM, CPU speed and type, the version of Windows the system is using, and the manufacturer. Edit the computer name in a network workgroup. Manage and configure hardware devices and view information such as the manufacturer, user access and driver version of any hardware device installed on the system via Device Manager. Enable, disable system features such as automatic updates and system restore monitoring. Specify advanced features such as performance logs, virtual memory settings, and roaming profiles. Administrative tools. It contains tools for system administration, including security, performance, and service configuration. These are links to various configurations of the Microsoft Management Console, such as the local services list and the event viewer. Network and Internet. Internet options. Displays and allows the user to edit or create network connections such as local area network, that is LAN, and internet connections. It also offers troubleshooting functions in case the computer has to be reconnected to the network. Internet option allows the user to change the way the computer manages internet connections and browser settings for Internet Explorer. It has several tags specifying different attributes. General. This specifies the home page and color schemes and allows the user to delete internet usage history. Security and privacy. These specify whether the computer should allow websites to undertake certain processes and download cookies. This panel also gives access to the inbuilt pop-up blocker, that is Windows XP SP2 and later, and the phishing controls, that is Internet Explorer 7. Content allows the parental controls and autocomplete to be configured and also specifies how to deal with certificates. Connections, programs, and advanced. These give access to other aspects of Internet settings, such as the default modem connection and email client, proxy settings, and other advanced configurations. Hardware and sound. Devices, printers, and sound settings can be managed in this menu. Power options. These options include options to manage energy consumption, such as specify how long it takes to switch off the display and hard drives and how long it takes for the system to enter standby, if at all. To decide what to do when the computer's on-off button is pressed, such as whether to shut down or to enter standby. Whether to allow hibernation, because some systems become unstable when restarting. Allows the user to configure UPS, if available. Programs. This selection allows the user to uninstall, repair software installed on the system in a number of ways. Allows user to uninstall and change existing software packages, as well as indicating how much space individual programs take and how frequently they are used. Allows user to manually install software from a CD-ROM or floppy disk and installed add-ons from Windows Update. Allows users to change which Windows components are installed via the Windows Setup Wizard, which includes Internet Explorer, Windows Media Player, and Windows Messenger. User accounts. This allows the user to configure their account and other accounts used in the system, should they have sufficient privileges. They can change their username and password, their picture if enabled. If the current user has an administrator's account, they can also add, delete, and modify other user accounts as well as make changes to core system settings. This panel also specifies whether the guest account should be active and whether to use the welcome screen while Windows loads. Appearance and personalization. This option allows the user to change the display characteristics of their computer. Allows users to change the desktop background, that is wallpaper, to a picture of their choice and specifies how it should be shown. Allows the user to change or disable the screensaver and specify how long it takes to activate and whether to ask for a password on resume. Allows the user to specify the color styles of all elements within the system, primarily whether to use the Windows XP Vista styles, that is blue by default in XP, or to use the classic Windows 98 Me styles. This also allows the user to change the My Computer and Recycle Bin icons. Allows the user to change the screen resolution and color quality and provides troubleshooting advice for displays. File Explorer options. This item allows for configuration of how folders and files are presented in Windows Explorer. More specifically, it allows the user to specify general settings like whether folders open in a new window or the existing window and whether the common task pane is shown. as well as more advanced tasks such as whether Windows should hide critical system files and whether to show file extensions. It is also used to modify file type associations in Windows. That is, which program opens which type of file, and other settings like actions for each file type and the file extension. Taskbar and Start menu allows the user to change the behavior and appearance of the taskbar and Start menu. Specifies whether to use Windows XP, Vista or Classic 9X Me styles on the taskbar and Start menu. Whether the taskbar should auto-hide, whether to show the clock in the notification area. Allows the user to manage the tray icons. Advanced options such as whether to show printers and faxes in the Start menu and whether to display My Documents as a menu or as a link to a new window. Clock, region and language options. Allows user to change the date and time stored in the machine's BIOS, change the time zone, select language, change location and specify whether to synchronize the date and time with an internet time server and which server to use. Ease of Access Center. This option allows users to configure the accessibility of their PC. It comprises various settings primarily aimed at differently abled users or hardware problems. Using these settings, narrator and magnifier may be enabled. On-screen keyboard and contrast setting may be changed. The behavior of the keyboard can be modified. This is aimed at people who have difficulty pressing key combinations or pressing a key just once, like sticky keys, filter keys and toggle keys. Software installation. You are capable of doing a lot with the programs and features included in Windows 10, but may want to install other programs. In Windows 10, typically programs are installed from a CD or DVD from the internet or from Windows Store. If you want to uninstall or make changes to a program already installed on your computer, you can do it through Control Panel or Settings app. To install from a CD or DVD. Friends, now let's discuss how to install a software from a CD or DVD. First, you insert the disk into your computer and then follow the instructions on your screen. If you are prompted for an administrator password or confirmation, type the password or provide confirmation. Many programs installed from CDs or DVDs open an installation wizard for the program automatically. In these cases, the autoplay dialog box appears and you can choose to run the wizard. If a program doesn't begin installation automatically, check the information that came with the program. This information will likely provide instructions for installing the program manually. If you can't access the information, you can also browse through the disk and open the program setup file, usually called setup.exe or install.exe. If install doesn't start automatically, check your autoplay settings. In search, enter autoplay settings and select autoplay settings. Make sure autoplay is on. You can also choose default actions for removable drives and memory cards. To install from internet. Now let's see how to install a software from internet. First, you should download and install programs only from trusted publishers and retail websites. In your web browser, select the link to the program. Select Save or Save As to download the program. Most antivirus programs like Windows Defender will scan the program for viruses during download. To install the program immediately, click Open or Run and prompt it for an administrator password or confirmation. Type the password or provide confirmation. To install the program later, click Save and then download the installation file to your computer. When you are ready to install the program, double-click the file and then follow the instructions on your screen. This is the safer option because you can scan the installation file for viruses before you proceed. The programs designed to work with Windows are usually very easy and methodical to install. To install from Windows Store. To install a program or application through Windows Store, go to Store using Store tile, which looks like a shopping bag, on Taskbar or Start menu. Search for required program and install. Installation process of a program. The programs designed to work with Windows are usually very easy and methodical to install. Take an example of VLC Media Player in installing as software. Let's see how we can install this VLC Media Player program. First, you should right-click on VLC Media Player Installer exe and click on Run as Administrator to install it. Now, process of installation will begins, and after it, we should follow all steps appear in front of us. Setup extraction window will appear. Setup Wizard of VLC Media Player screen will appear in the screen. Click on Next button to go forward. Language selection option will display, then choose an appropriate language and click on OK button further. A license agreement of VLC Media Player will appear on screen. Click on Next to go forward, then a Choose Install Location screen appear. Specify the location of installation and click on Install button. Completing the setup screen will appear. Then click on OK button. Finally, you have completed the installation process of VLC Media Player program. Now friends, go ahead and let's see some useful information about managing resources. Managing resources. You can manage resources using administrative tools. Administrative tools is a folder in control panel that contains tools for system administrators and advanced users. The tools in the folder might vary depending on which version of Windows you are using. Open Administrative Tools by clicking the Start button picture of the Start button and then clicking Control Panel. In the search box, type Administrative Tools and then click Administrative Tools. Many of the tools in this folder, such as Computer Management, are Microsoft Management Console MMC snap-ins that includes their own help topics. To view specific help for an MMC tool, or to search for an MMC snap-in that you don't see in the following list, open the tool, click the Help menu and then click Help Topics. Some common administrative tools in this folder include Component Services. Configure and administer Component Object Model, that is COM components. Component Services is designed for use by developers and administrators. Computer Management. Manage local or remote computers by using a single consolidated desktop tool. Using computer management, you can perform many tasks such as monitoring system events, configuring hard disks, and managing system performance. Creating user accounts. Windows 10 allows you to create multiple user accounts so that each user can have a separate user account with unique settings and preferences, such as a desktop background on screensaver. User accounts control which files and programs users can access, and what types of changes users can make to the computer. You can have a single account on your computer that everyone could use, but having multiple accounts has some advantages. If each user has his or her own account, then each person will have his or her own desktop for organizing files and folders. Each person also will be able to choose a specific desktop background along with other personalization features. In addition, parents will be able to set parental controls for each child's account. Before you start making new user accounts, it's important to understand the two types of accounts. Standard accounts are the basic accounts you use for normal everyday tasks. As a standard user, you can do just about anything you would need to do, such as running software or personalizing your desktop. Also, parental controls can be placed on standard accounts. Administrator accounts are special accounts that are used for making certain changes to system settings or managing other people's accounts. They have full access to every setting on the computer. Every computer will have at least one administrator account. Managing multiple accounts. Let's see how to manage the multiple accounts. First, you go to your user accounts option. Then, go to Control Panel. Click Change Account Type or go to Settings app. Click Accounts. The Accounts pane will appear. You will see all of the user accounts here, and you can add more accounts or managing existing ones using various links available. Click on Family and Other Users for adding new user accounts. To create a new account. Friends, now we will learn how to create a new account. From the Accounts pane, click Family and Other Users. Select Add someone else to this PC. At the bottom of the page, select I don't have this person's sign-in information. At the bottom of the next page, select Add a user without a Microsoft account. Enter a name for the new account. If you want this person to sign in with a password, enter and verify the password. Add a password hint, then select Next. Select Finish. Once you have created a new account, you may want to add a password or make other changes to the account settings using Setting app. Similarly, picture, sign-in options, etc. can also be changed for the account. Turn on Windows. A firewall can help prevent hackers or malicious software such as worms from gaining access to your computer through a network or the internet. A firewall can also help stop your computer from sending malicious software to other computers. Firewall is a device that filters packets either coming into or going out of a device. Filtering can be based on IP, TCP, UDP, and other criteria relating to a packet as well as authentication. Types of firewall. Firewalls have several types like packet filtering, stateful, proxy. Packet filtering makes each filtering decision on a packet by packet basis without regard to previous packets in any direction. Stateful firewall keeps track of packet flows and filters based on flow information. Proxy firewall works on a per application basis. User sends to proxy, proxy creates new packets sourced from proxy. Firewall can be network-based or host-based. Network-based runs a router, multi-layer switch or dedicated firewall. Host-based firewall runs on computer running OS such as Windows 10 or Unix. Firewall can be hardware or software firewall. Hardware firewall chassis designed for specifically to operate as a firewall. Highest performance. You can customize 4 settings for each type of network location in Windows Firewall. To find these settings, follow these steps. Open Windows Firewall by clicking the Start button and then clicking Control Panel. In the search box, type Firewall and then click Windows Firewall. In the left pane, click Turn Windows Firewall on or off. If you are prompted for an administrator password or confirmation, type the password or provide confirmation. Note: if your PC is connected to a network, network policy settings might prevent you from completing these steps. Turn on Windows Firewall. This setting is selected by default. When Windows Firewall is on, most programs are blocked from communicating through the firewall. If you want to allow a program to communicate through the firewall, you can add it to the list of allowed programs. Turning off Windows Firewall. You shouldn't turn off Windows Firewall unless you have another firewall turned on. Turning off Windows Firewall might make your computer and your network, if you have one, more vulnerable to damage from hackers and malicious software. You can modify the firewall settings for each type of network location.